All right, 24 hours since our last site visit. 2 guys on the site. Look how much work can be done. 2 framers going at it. Okay, just want to show you some framing details that we are trying to pay more close attention to on this house specifically. So on this job, we have a building envelope engineer that's involved, and he spec'd the use of spray foam in various spots of the house. However, when it comes to using spray foam on properties in Vancouver, you are limited by the distance from the neighbor's yard to the edge of the house. If you don't have a certain distance, which is called limiting distance, you are prohibited from using any kind of combustible materials, spray foam being one of them. So on the other side of the house, we do have the clearances that allow us to use spray foam along the entire side of the house to the roof level. On this side, we're short by a few inches, so we have to use an alternative material. What we plan on using here is Roxul. Roxul is non-combustible. It also acts as the insulation. So there are a couple of challenges when putting Roxul along the sides of the houses, because we also have to use a vapor barrier in these small pockets. And a lot of the time, it's very, very difficult to put the poly in this area because one, it's a very small confined space. Secondly, there's not much areas to actually apply the poly properly in order to provide a nice tight seal. So there's some preparations that we have made here. Let me show you. So from the top view, we'll be putting in Roxul in this pocket right here, all along the entire side of the house. And you'll see we've also added 2x2 material here, and that's for backing. Now, once you insert the Roxul, you're gonna have to put poly over top of this and run it continuously along this side of the house. This backing will allow you to easily put poly over top of here, put the acoustical seal, and press it in place. Without these 2x2s installed, you'd be pressing it to the top side of the plywood or on the bottom by the sills, which doesn't always give you a very good seal. Right here, you can press it right against here. We'll be adding pieces on the side as well, so each joist cavity will have this nice area where you can properly install the poly and make sure it doesn't come loose. Now, by putting it now, it makes it much easier also, because once this plywood is over top of the TGIs, it makes it very difficult to get in here, install these little pieces of wood and properly nail them in place. So now's the time to put it all. When you work from above, it makes it much faster, much easier to do your job. A second thing that we prepare for at this time is we know that there's a rental suite in this building. And as part of that fire stopping plan, we need to make sure that the rental suite and the master's side of the building is separated with fire stopping properly. When it comes to doing it later on, again, just like the 2x2s, you have a lot less space to work with. So why not do it when it's all open like this? So we know this section here is used for the homeowner side, and that section is going to be for renter side. So check out the TGIs that are cut in place for blocking. Now notice that the TGIs are cut to the exact shape of the TGI flanges. So all you need to do is apply fire caulking around those areas in order to make it fully fire stopped. And as you're framing from the main floor up, what you want to do is you want to make sure all your point loads are addressed too. So right here will be the future position of a post. So you want to pack in all your 2x materials ahead of time before this all gets closed up, so you don't have to go from underneath and pack it in. Because again, from the top, it's much easier to do this when it's nice and open. So let's give these guys another day. Let's see how far they can get. I'm sure by tomorrow we'll have all the plywood done and possibly start framing everything on the main floor.